Welcome back. I'm Wyatt Goolsby, in for Lauren Ashburn. A top cardinal has issued a scathing rebuke of a former Vatican ambassador who is asking for Pope Francis to step down. In a letter, Cardinal Mark Willits said claims by Archbishop Carlo Vigano are a blasphemous hit job. In August, Vigano alleged Pope Francis knew of the sexual misconduct by former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. McCarrick is accused of abusing seminarians, priests, and at least one minor. He's been ordered to live a life of prayer and penance and is living in a Kansas friary. Joining me now is Edward Condon, the Washington, D.C. editor for the Catholic News Agency. Ed, welcome back to the program.
Nice to be here.
Do you think Cardinal Willits' letter will finally put to rest some of these claims by Carlos Vigano?
No, I think quite the opposite. There's a lot in this letter from Cardinal Willits that's only going to increase speculation and increase calls for clarity from the Vatican on exactly what happened regarding Cardinal McCarrick, or now Archbishop McCarrick, and when.
The letter scolds Archbishop Vigano. It calls him out of hiding, actually. It tells him to repent. But this letter also seems to confirm some of the allegations.
That's right. I mean, the letter from Cardinal Willits to Archbishop Vigano, on the one hand, is very publicly and topically a rebuke to Archbishop Vigano, but on the other hand, it's also confirming a lot of the details that were in Vigano's original narrative, amongst them that some action was taken, at least as early as 2007, against then Cardinal McCarrick while he was living in retirement. Now, Cardinal Willits' letter disputes that these were formally canonical sanctions or punishments or penalties, but it does appear that some kind of restriction was in fact put on him in that time.
Yeah, it does give us some clues. So, mentions McCarrick. Does the letter shed any light on Cardinal Donald Wuerl, who's currently of Washington, who's been under scrutiny, of course, who came after McCarrick?
No, there's no direct reference to Cardinal Wuerl in either Archbishop Vigano's second letter or Cardinal Willits' response. But this letter from Cardinal Willits does place more pressure on Cardinal Wuerl. He'd previously, in the summer, when the allegations against McCarrick first surfaced, said that he was very shocked by this, that he never had any suspicion or inkling that there was something wrong with McCarrick in his background or past or in his time in retirement. Now that we know that Rome was aware of the allegations against McCarrick at least as early as 2007 and taking steps to try and curtail his life in retirement, it becomes increasingly difficult for Cardinal Wuerl to sustain this sort of blanket denial that he's made.
So many more questions. What did he know? How much did they communicate with him?
Absolutely.
The Pope is convening a meeting in February of all the heads of the world's bishop conferences. What can we expect from that meeting?
Well, in a sense, we have to expect the unexpected. There has never been a meeting of all the presidents of the world's bishops' conferences before, so we're in new terrain. In terms of what we're going to see that comes out of that substantively addressing the crisis of sexual abuse in the church globally, not just in the United States, but in South America and emerging in other European countries as well, it's too soon to tell. But I think what a lot of people will be hoping for is a sustained, systematic approach. Pope Francis has been very personally involved in responding to recent crises, for example, in Chile, taking a lot of personal responsibility and a lead on that sort of thing. But his style of becoming personally involved sometimes makes him reactive rather than proactive, and also leads it to look like he's reinventing the wheel every time. I think what people are going to look for in the February meeting is for a systemic approach that's going to be given the authority and the time to breathe and prove itself.
You guys with Catholic News Agency are carefully following all of this and writing all of the details as well. Ed Condon, D.C. editor for Catholic News Agency, thanks so much.
Thank you.